Hello.
Hello, Marge. This is Andree Hurst calling from the Lafayette Historical Society. How are you today?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good. It's a beautiful day out there.
Oh, it looks beautiful. It does.
I stuck my toe out when I let the dog out, and it felt pretty warm.
Oh, you stubbed your toe?
No, I put my toe out the door to see what the weather was like when I let the dog out.
Oh, yes. Oh, I see. And it was good.
It was good.
Last.
Well, thank you for talking with us today. Do I have your permission to record the call for the Lafayette Historical Society?
Sure.
Okay.
You're not going to ask me anything that is I probably don't know.
No, nothing like that. We will keep it. You tell me when you are ready to say goodbye. You can just say, "Well, thank you very much."
Oh no, honey. I'll do my best. I hope I remember.
Okay.
I am 100.
That's wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, let's start from the top. I will introduce us. Okay. This is Andree Hurst with the Lafayette Historical Society's Oral History Project, talking today to Marge Dubbs. Am I saying that correctly, Marge?
Yes, you are.
Well, why don't we start with you are 100 years old. Congratulations. When was your birthday?
12/17/1923.
Wow. And how long have you lived in Lafayette?
About 47 years.
So just about half of your life.
Yes, I guess so, yes.
Well, where were you originally born?
I was born in Toledo, Ohio.
And how did you find your way to Lafayette?
Well, there was a great big depression, and my father lost his job, which was in Detroit, which is Toledo is very close to Detroit, 60 miles difference. And my father heard that they were hiring people that did what he did in California. So he came out to California and went in and said he was looking for a job, and they'll say, "Come in tomorrow, you're hired."
That's fantastic.
Isn't it?
Yeah. What were your early years in Lafayette like, or your mid-years, I should say?
I have had numerous neighbors, and every last one of them has been nice.
Where do you live? What neighborhood?
I don't know what the neighborhood is called, but it's on Hope Lane.
Hope Lane.
Hope Lane, yeah.
And
now one of my neighbors, her daddy was the butcher in town.
Oh, that's interesting.
And she was my age, of course.
Yeah.
There's that neighbor.
And how old were you when you moved to Lafayette? So that was 47 years ago, you said?
Oh no, I must have moved here in the early 50s. 50.
Do you remember roughly how old you were at that time?
Well, let me see. I was I'm born in 1923, and I said I got here in the 50s.
Yeah.
So that makes me.
So you were like around. Where's our math today? Around 25.
Yeah, I'm right.
28. Well, you were very young then.
No, I was not 25. I had to be older than 25. So I had to be, because I got married, and then I moved to San Diego, and then I moved to Sacramento, then I moved to Lafayette.
Okay. So maybe it was a little bit later.
Let's say early 30s.
Okay. And so you were married when you arrived here?
Yes.
And what was it like when you came here with your husband?
Just a lovely, lovely street, and all the neighbors were delightful, and I loved it.
Do you still live in the same house?
Yes.
Wow, that's wonderful.
And I have the same dust. No, just kidding. You know.
You're fun. Your humor is intact.
Yeah.
What is your husband still alive?
No, he is not. He has been dead about 7 years.
What was his name?
William.
William Dubbs.
Mhm.
Did you have any children here?
No, I didn't. I never did have children.
Did you have what did you and your husband do for work?
My husband was a mechanical engineer and a safety engineer. Traveled extensively the world over.
Wow. Did you ever go with him on business trips?
Yes.
That must have been fun.
It might sound like fun, but it was horrible.
Oh,
Because,
no.
you know, he got up and went out to work, and I said, "Would you like to go with me today?" And I would say yes or no. and if I said no, then I was lonely all day long.
Sure.
Oh, not too lonely. I'd take a trip someplace, you know. Like you can a trip to see the place.
What were some of your favorite
go.
when you were in Lafayette with your husband or alone? What were some of your favorite activities that you liked to do back when you were younger?
Well, I got a job. Now, my husband never wanted me to work, but I was just bored to death, and so I got a good job, and I loved the job.
What did you do?
Accounting.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
Was that in town here or somewhere else?
No, in Oakland.
Oh, okay. So at that time, did you drive to get to work? Because the BART wasn't here yet, right?
Yes, the BART came. So, my husband was the first one to drive for the BART under the sea.
Oh, really?
With the with passengers.
Sure. What was that like?
Well, for him it was exciting.
Yeah. So you were working through the tunnel yourself, and I worked
in a shop, photo shop in Oakland.
Okay. I'm just curious what the transportation was like back then. Your earliest memories of, let's say, the highway or the BART line, that type of thing.
Okay. When we moved here, there was a path down at the end of the street, and the path you could go to the city of Hall or the Safeway or that sort of thing, and if my car wasn't running or the garage door wouldn't go up or something like that, then I had to walk to BART. But I had a neighbor that would see me go by, and he would say, "Marge, do you need a ride to BART?" Yeah. Yes, I do. I'll take you. And then I said, "Well, now we have a problem. How are you going to take me?" "Well, you want to go on the back of my new Harley, or do you want to go on the caddy?" I said, "Today I'm wearing long pants. I want to go on the back of the Harley."
Well, that sounds like fun.
It was. It's about with my neighbor, and and that was fine.
What other kinds of things did you do for fun? Were there your favorite restaurants that you went to eat dinner at, or what was some of your favorite things to do?
Well, I would there certainly when my husband traveled a lot, and when he was home, we had certain ones that he liked, and so that's where we went. And there's one in town, I can't remember the name of it. It's gone now, but it was very good. They specialized in chicken dinners.
There was one that had a tiki theme. I don't know if it was still there when you moved to town.
The what? A scene?
Tiki, like a Hawaiian tiki kind of a feel to it.
No, I don't remember that one.
Okay. Now, what was Mount Diablo Boulevard like in your earliest memories?
Not very much different than it is now.
Were there fewer stoplights and traffic, I imagine?
Yes, there were a few. Well, almost no difference, honey, because really? the stoplights are where they are right now, and you have to stop to get to downtown. And if I didn't have a ride to work, I had to walk or to BART.
Sure. Let's see. What else can I ask you? I'm curious about the Park Theater. What was that like? Did you like to go there to watch movies?
Yes, but not frequent. Well, my husband liked movies, but I was not so good. I could go to the movies and then be asleep in about 5 minutes.
Now, what about school? Did you attend any schools in terms of high school, college, that kind of thing, and where?
I went to Pasadena, JC, 2 years, and UCLA, 2 years.
Oh, okay. And then you came up here. Let's see. Did you belong to any clubs?
No, I was not a club person.
Did you ever go to any? Yeah, go ahead.
When I got married, my husband informed me that I would never have to work a day in my life if I didn't want to, because he was going to bring home the bacon.
And you said, well, I want to.
That may be very boring, and I don't know if I can do that.
What are some of the biggest changes you've seen in Lafayette over the years?
Well, where I live, not much, because when the people move here, they stay here. Mm-hmm. I don't, the people across the street from me, they have been here many years. The ones next door are the third ones since I've lived here, and they were very friendly. They were friendly, like how are you, and but not inviting you for dinner or anything like that. Nothing.
Yeah. Let's see now. Did you have, I'm just thinking about some things that came into the town. Well, what about the reservoir? Do you remember, when that became a park and people could actually go up there and walk around it?
I had a mother-in-law that I had to take care of for 18 years, and she lived near the reservoir. And I walked every morning to the reservoir and around it.
How about that?
And when I didn't do that, I walked the path down at the ends of this street. And then I had written, and I worked for a man who had a store in Oakland, and then he was trying to get the people in Lafayette to make the path that would go all the way to Moraga, and he made it.
Oh, from the reservoir?
Yeah, from the reservoir.
Is there a path?
No. No, but the path starts at the end of my street, or a little before.
Do you ever walk up in there?
Sure.
So what's the secret to living to 100? Walking a lot?
That's what my doctors told me, because I walked 3 miles every morning.
Now, when did you stop doing that?
Let's see. Probably I fell and broke a hip.
Oh. But you walked 3 miles every morning before that?
Yes, for many years.
Wow.
Sometimes more, because sometimes, if the garage door wouldn't go up or the car wouldn't start or something, and my husband did travel constantly almost, and then I would have to walk to work, or walk to the bar.
Sure. I'm looking here on Hope Lane in Lafayette.
Uh-huh.
And you're off of St. Mary's Road.
Yes.
I'm just seeing here, kind of like, oh, you know what? We live pretty close together, because I'm off of St. Mary's Road too.
Oh, you are? Where?
Well, very close to you. You know where the baseball field is?
Yeah, at the school?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. That's just about 2 blocks away from me.
Yeah, very close. And then I also like to ride my bike on the bike path. Do you walk on the bike path?
I walked it for years, honey.
I guess I shouldn't call it a bike path. It's a multi-use path.
Well, it's since I walked that path for I don't know how many years, I would say that it is a multi-use path. But the worst thing is the men about, what would they be? Been there late 30s, early 40s, and they like to ride 4 across, and they don't want to be disturbed.
Well, they also ride very fast.
And they go very fast, and they collided. He did not collided. That's the wrong word. But with me, they just they would not break their walking. You can get in the mud, lady.
Oh, my goodness! Now, I'm curious.
But I worked for the man that they got the path through and there was nobody wanted that path. Let me tell you.
Oh, let's talk about that. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What are your memories of before? Like, were there train tracks there when you moved into the house?
Well, they used to have my neighbor told me, because she was born and lived here. But that path, and they had to walk down to the end of Hope Lane, and then go up toward you, probably your house there, and then they had to get on the train, and then they had to go to what is a big city?
Oakland or Walnut Creek? Which direction?
Walnut Creek.
Okay. Yeah.
They went to. They didn't. I don't think they went to school in Walnut Creek, but they went to school someplace. It must have been Walnut Creek.
So now the tracks came out, and then tell me about your memories of any of that period. The tracks coming out.
the track thing was a big fight. Nobody wanted the track. It was going to, they said that we don't want the track because we don't want people walking behind our yards, and our property is not going to be worth anything.
Oh, they did not want the path?
They did not want the path. Or the path was there. It's still going to be there. They just didn't want it paved.
Did you, and you liked the idea of there being a walking path there?
Oh, I certainly did. I walked it for many years, like 20.
And so were you involved in helping to get that path created?
Only through my boss, who was interested in it, and so therefore I was interested in it. And I wanted the path because I walked to work if my car wasn't running or the garage door wouldn't go up.
I see. Wow. Yeah, it's a pretty convenient path.
It is. And it's still the same way. Those men will go 4 across and on a bicycle, and will they move? Yeah.
No. Did you remember when there were more horses on the path?
Yes. As a matter of fact, when I fed a horse every morning, and I talked the guy down at Safeway into saving his bad apples so that he couldn't sell because they weren't, they're too old. And he would give me all the apples and stuff like that. And every morning I would walk, and when I stepped my foot on that path here on Hope Lane, those horses were neighing.
Oh.
And the man had 2 horses. He told me that he bought horses for he and his daughter because his daughter was bored. But then she found boys, and she wasn't bored anymore, and he was stuck with 2 horses.
There are some pastures and old barns, little barns down that way, that no longer have horses, but they're kind of down where the power lines are. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. I think they're about 2.5 blocks from me.
Is that where the horses used to be?
Yes, there were horses there. Now, only 2 horses.
Mhm. I guess there were a lot more horses in town back in the 50s and.
Oh yeah, but now you don't. I don't. Well, I don't walk the path anymore because I'm 100.
I never see horses out there.
No, I don't think you would anymore.
Mm-mm. It looks the same, I bet.
The path? Oh, yeah. Well, it's better because it's paved.
Oh.
It didn't used to be paved. You were walking in mud if it rained.
Oh. So that was a big improvement.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think that happened back in the 70s.
Yeah. One day, maybe,
I'm not 100% sure about that, but I seem to remember.
But one day I was walking, and I don't remember when, but the path was there, and there was this horrible neighing behind me, and all this noise, and I turned around, and there was this man being thrown off his horse, and the horse is trying to get in my pocket, and so I'm saying to the man, "Is your horse named Future?" "Yes." "Well, I said, Future knows me. I fed him an apple every morning." And he was trying to go through my pockets for that apple, and that was 10 years later.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Where did you or do you go grocery shopping?
I usually shopped at either Safeway Moraga or Safeway Lafayette.
Yeah.
Or what is the name of the other store? I went there a lot.
Oh, the Diablo Foods.
Oh, I went there a lot. Yeah, and I also went to the one that's I don't know what the name of it is now.
Trader Joe's, maybe?
No, not Trader Joe's. But you would know. It's a nice store, and it would be looking at the store that sells clothing and all.
McCullough's?
It would be to your right.
Oh, Whole Foods.
Whole Foods, yes.
Yeah. I'm just looking here to see when Safeway came to Lafayette.
It was here when I came.
Okay. So it's in there. What else can I ask you? Do you have anything you want to talk about?
No, I don't have. The only complaint I ever had was with young people in their 30s or late 20s, men, and they would not. They would ride their bicycles 4 across, and then you have to step in the mud or get the hell out. Is what they would not stop.
They would not stop. That really, yeah, that's not pleasant.
No, it was not. Mm-mm.
So,
I did help myself that way by carrying a stick that they thought might go in their bicycles, which is what I had in mind.
That'll get them to move over.
Yeah.
So Marge, you live at home, and that's lovely. I'm glad to hear that you still enjoy your home. Do you have any fruit trees?
No, not any. What to do? I have one tree. Yeah, well, just one. The fruit tree. Yeah.
I know sometimes the lemons or that kind of thing are nice here.
Yeah. But the lemons tree's not very big. But I get lemons every year.
Yeah, I love the Meyer lemons. So juicy.
Good. Mm-hmm.
I just made a blueberry pie. The blueberries are coming in.
Oh boy, there's always was a big fight for them, and you get them off the path a lot.
Oh really? They used to have blueberries on the path?
Yeah. Blueberry, a lot of blueberry trees. There's in somebody's yards, but they're hanging out over the fence.
Yeah. Huh. How about that? Now, do you have any photographs in a photo album that maybe we could come over and take some pictures of? Because sometimes they like to have photos.
I work for a camera company, and I never took any.
Oh no, really?
Yes.
Well, I could come take a picture of you. Would you like that?
No, that'd scare everybody.
No. Come on, it's something to be proud of, to live a good life.
Yes, I really have. I really have had a wonderful life. I have. And a wonderful marriage. That makes a good life.
Right up until 7 years ago. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
When my mother passed away, my father died before her, and she said it wasn't supposed to be this way. We were supposed to die at the same time. She didn't like that he left first.
No, I understand. Yes, it's sad, honey.
Yeah.
And you do as you like. You can sit and weep, or you can try and think of something very pleasant.
Yes, something else to do. Do you like to have plants?
Oh, well, I can't do anything anymore. I am 100, and my chief thing to do now is to walk around the house, and I have to do that 3 times a day and take 10 steps 3 times. 10 steps to make the rounds. I have kind of like a walk around here. I can go through the kitchen and then the family room and then the living room back to the kitchen that way.
Sure.
And I do that. I try to do
good.
that
That's
3
good.
times
Keep
a day.
moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've always been a big walker.
I have always walked. Yes. I can remember when I went to a doctor when I first moved here and gave him my address, and he said, "I used to live in that house."
Really?
I said, "Well, why did you move?" Oh, he said, "I moved because I got so many kids that we didn't fit in the house anymore."
Now, what is your address on Hope Lane? Which house is it?
832.
832?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The first house on the right.
Okay. That's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
At least you don't live on Topper with all the school traffic. You live right next door, but not on.
I know. I don't hear it, and I however, that nobody has used that path more than I have.
So there's a path that goes from your house over?
No, just the street goes down and ends at the path.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh.
Now, what was your favorite way to go, left or right on the path?
Didn't make any difference. If I were going to go to downtown Lafayette, then I would go to my left. And if I were not going, I was going to Moraga, I'd go to my right.
Yeah. That's a nice hike to Moraga.
And to this day, the ladies here that take care of me push me now as far as Moraga mostly.
Wow.
Wow, is right.
Well, next time I see somebody
I in a wheelchair, it's me.
A wheelchair. I'll stop and say hi.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's just nice to get out in the fresh air, though.
It is, and that hill on the other side of the going, not right but left. That hill is steep. It's a 7% grade, I think.
Oh, you mean the one when you go past where
the what is it? The
activity center for.
But they're not activity center, but the water thing, water.
Oh, the reservoir.
I think it's a water tank or something big.
Oh, a water tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. That hill. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That it is a steep hill.
You're gonna have to get an electric wheelchair.
Well, I've got 2 people that push. And I am not going to tell them.
I have an electric bike, and when I hit a hill, I just help.
Ooh. Oh, you are cheating. You've got an electric bike.
That's what my sister says. But I'm like, I'm still biking for 8 miles. Doesn't that count for anything? It's heavier.
It only
And
counts for half.
It counts for half. That's about right, because you can't. Half the time I don't use the power, but if I hit a huge hill, I will help. I get a little assistance.
Oh, well, if you don't use the power, now I feel sorry for you. But if you use the power, I wouldn't feel a bit.
Anyhow, well, Marge, it's been lovely to talk with you today.
Oh, it's nice talking to you too, honey.
And
since you only live about 2.5 blocks away, drop by.
Oh, yes. I'll come by and say hi sometime. All right. Well, thank you so much. And
do you and your husband walk the path a lot?
We bike the path a lot.
We bike it.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's great. Yeah. That's really great.
But I go slow when I'm approaching people from behind, and I always tell them I'm coming, and I try to be courteous.
So you have run into the men, and I know you have. That ride 4 abreast.
Yeah.
They don't move.
I don't know. Well, if you hold your course, I just hold my course, and they do move. Somebody said if you look past them and you hold your course, they'll move over. But
what I did is I took a long.
Otherwise, I'm gonna be in the weeds, and I can't, I can't afford to fall off.
Talking about weeds, the weeds are awfully high, and how do we get them cut?
I don't know. How do they?
It will be, according to the man that I used to work for, I'd complain to him and it would happen. But now he's gone, dead and gone, and I don't know, but the weeds are really high as your head almost.
Yeah. I do bring sometimes a clipper. If there's a bush that's coming out into the path around a corner, I'll bring a clipper and clip it just so people don't,
Yeah, that's good for you. Yeah, that's good. But the path is just, it turned out to be wonderful.
Oh, yeah. It's such a positive now after all that fuss.
It goes all the way to the college.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Goes even farther than that. It goes down now to the
You can
common.
go all the way to Moraga.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little place down there called CC's Cafe. We ride our bikes there, and on a Saturday they have music, and you sit out and back under an umbrella, and you have a cup of coffee.
Good, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is not. It's no wonder that there's very little moving around here, because it's a perfect area. You can walk to any place you want to go. You can walk to town. You can do anything you want to do. Walk all the way to Moraga, and the people that take care of me now. Yesterday they walked me all the way to Moraga. Yeah, I have to be in a wheelchair, but they don't.
Wow. And what do you think about young people today? Do you think they walk enough?
I think they do not walk enough.
Mm. What do you think about the phones that they hold?
I think that they couldn't live without those phones.
I'm just like when you were young, nobody had them. You would talk on the phone and you'd hang up and you'd leave the house. And there weren't.
When I was young, there were 4 people on the line.
Really? Like a party line?
Yeah, party line. 4, and you pick up the phone, and if you didn't get a dial tone, you could dial. If you didn't, if you hear somebody talking, hang up.
Or not. Do you think?
Or not, yeah. Or don't say anything you wouldn't want to be published.
Exactly. I think it's the same way today. but
I think
Google,
so.
Yeah, Google's listening in sometimes. All right. Well, Marge, thank you so much for talking with me today, and I appreciate the memories in your life. And
well, I have good ones, honey, and I still love that path.
Yeah, that's great.
Mhm.
All
right. I don't go to the bottom of the big hill very much anymore, but I used to walk it all the way.
Yeah.
Mhm. And a doctor, well, one of my doctors lived in my house before me, and he said, that he had so many kids he had to move out and get a bigger house.
Yeah, that's funny. And then you got the nice house now.
Well, it's not. It's old now, but it's in a nice part of town, that's for sure. So is yours.
Yeah.
And it certainly hasn't gone down in price. It's gone up.
No, that's for sure.
For sure. And another thing, if in this area, if somebody moves in, they're going to be there forever.
Yeah. So that's why there's no inventory, right? Because everybody wants to stay.
Yeah, I'm in my area. That's what happens. Imagine on your street too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
does your husband walk with you?
He rides a bike with me. Yes.
Oh, he rides a bike. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we ride our bikes.
Yeah. Well, if you see this person that in a wheelchair sitting near the place where you sit down, wave, and it'll be me.
Okay. I'll stop and say hi.
Okay, do it.
All right. Thanks, Marge.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sweetie. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.